Jacksonville Jaguars fans, welcome into Duval Daily presented by GenJag.com. I'm Jordan DeLugo. Thanks so much for being here. Tuesday, July 22nd. Veterans reporting to training camp today for the Jacksonville Jaguars. The entire team hitting the field tomorrow morning, a few minutes after 8 o'clock. 8:15, I believe it kicks off training camp for the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's finally here. I'm really excited about it. As y'all know, if you've been paying attention, right now we're talking about, can the Jaguars shock the world in 2025? Not a lot of folks have them making the playoffs. Not a lot of folks have them being a really good team. Can they shock the world here in 2025? Can they get back into the playoffs and turn the league on its head a little bit? I'm excited to find out. I really am. Really appreciate y'all tuning in. If you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe and let me know what you think the Jaguars are capable of in 2025 in the comment section below. Don't forget, you can check out genjag.com/shop, pick up some new Duval gear like the hat I'm wearing right now. Got lots of fun stuff on the site. We're going to be adding a lot more to the inventory in the next month or so. So be sure to keep an eye out. Check it out, genjag.com/shop. So the Jaguars, I asked the question, can they shock the world? They've kind of been doing it all offseason, quite frankly. I mean, let's just think about what has happened this offseason. Yes, they actually fired Trent Baalke. Shad Khan finally actually did it. And I don't want to celebrate the firing of any human, right? I mean, some people probably should be. But Trent Baalke, let's not make it personal. It's just like the fact that he was still here after the team's performance the last couple years was ridiculous. The fact that he was hired in the first place was kind of ridiculous. The fact that he had somehow like the massive trust of Shad Khan, had the ear of Shad Khan, right? Finally fired him. A lot of people never thought that day would come. I always said I'll believe it when I see it. They actually did it. And they fired Doug Peterson. It wasn't just a half measure. They're completely rebuilding the organization. They actually made Tony Baselli EVP. That was a move that, like, when that was kind of hinted at in years prior, it was kind of almost like, it almost seemed like a joke. But they actually did it. And I had always advocated for him being a part of the organization. I didn't know if he needed to be EVP or not, but that's exactly what he is. And honestly, from a football standpoint, he's been around the organization. He has been around successful businesses. He has started successful businesses. There's nobody more passionate about making the Jaguars a winner than Tony Baselli. I think he's going to do a good job. And I think he's already started to do a good job because he was part of the crew that actually hired a brilliant young offensive coach, right? Liam Cohen is a brilliant offensive coach. I think he's going to be a good head coach. Yes, there are responsibilities that go into being a head coach that you do not have to perform as an offensive coordinator. Many responsibilities. But as long as you don't take your foot off the gas from an offensive play calling and understanding standpoint, I think he'll be just fine. And I don't see him doing that. He's been around coaching his whole life. His dad, head coach for a long time. And he's wanted to be a head coach for a long time. They hired a GM who is truly forward thinking and is bringing over so much of the brain trust from the Rams, elevating them into new roles. And I think that they just have a true, like I said, forward thinking organization now. All of these things, if you would have told me last year, I would be shocked. If you would have told me in January, February, I would have been shocked. But they did it. And they actually shocked the world by trading up for Travis Hunter. That was an unbelievable moment. And they kept it under wraps. Kudos to them and the Browns for keeping it under wraps. They actually traded up for Travis Hunter. So yeah, I think that they might actually continue to shock people as they have all offseason. I don't think they're going to be shockingly bad. But for this to happen, several of these next things need to come to fruition here in 2025. I think Robert Hainsey, their center, who is going to start for them, has got to play better than he did in 2023. Didn't really play last year. When he did play, played very well. That's what Liam Cohen's looking at. Hopefully Liam Cohen can get that performance out of him again. Anton Harrison needs to win the starting job and take a step forward. That's one of the biggest things, right? He's got to be the Jaguars starting right tackle because from a ceiling perspective and really the floor as well, he and Chuma Odoga are not in the same class at all. And no offense to Chuma, but Anton is a talented player. He needs to be on the field, but he's got to earn it. Whatever combination they have at safety has got to be competent, right? Eric Murray has to play similarly to how he did last year for the Texans. Opportunistic playmaking, pretty reliable for the most part. And whoever else wins the job next to him has got to play decent. I mean, the Jaguars' entire secondary linebackers and coverage last year, they did not play competent football. I think a lot of that's on the coaching. I think a lot of those pieces that were on the field will not be on the field for the Jaguars this year. But they got to be competent. I mean, they got to just be doing their job more often than not at a reasonable level. I think Travis Hunter's got to be good on both sides. I don't think he has to be a Pro Bowler or All-Pro as a rookie on both sides, but he's got to be good on both sides. He's got to make a positive impact on both sides a lot more often than not. Eventually, I mean, he needs to be a Pro Bowl caliber player and every time I say Pro Bowl, somebody has like a snarky comment about the Pro Bowl. Eventually, he needs to be a top 5 player at one of those positions, or he needs to be like top 10, top 15 at both positions, right? For him to earn, I shouldn't say for him to earn, for the Jaguars to look like they made the right decision to trade up for him, right? I think they did. I think he's going to be unbelievable. Best prospect I scouted this year by a wide margin. The defensive line has to play how they are capable, and I do not mean the edge rushers. I mean the interior of the defensive line. Eric Armstead has to play to a level that he has shown throughout his career. He's playing inside this year. Didn't do it much last year. When he did actually kick inside, his numbers weren't bad last year. Get him inside. Mason Smith, take that step forward. Devon Hamilton, another year removed from the health scare. Play your best ball. This is a big year for you. They have to stay healthier than they have, right? I don't think any team could have the level of injuries the Jaguars have had the last 2 years and leave those 2 seasons feeling like it's been a major success. I mean, that would be really difficult to do. Like, even if they snuck into the playoffs in 2023, I don't think they would have been able to do anything. And last year, you just had injuries all over the place. You have to stay healthier than you have, especially at quarterback. Now, I will say, I have no questions about a healthy Trevor Lawrence in this Liam Cohen offense. I have no questions about Brian Thomas Jr. I think Walker Little, Patrick McCary, whoever is starting between Ezra Cleveland and Wyatt Milam, good to go. I think tight end is good to go. I feel really good about Britton Strange and the competition behind him. Hunter Long, Johnny Munt, Quentin Morris, Patrick Herbert. I like these guys. I think they can play. And again, whoever is behind Britton Strange, their primary roles are going to be blocking and to be reasonably efficient as a receiver. At edge, I'm good to go. Would I have liked to seen one more nice veteran piece? Yes. Dennis Gardeck is on the pup right now. Hopefully he can get back. Had an ACL last year. But at edge, I want Josh Hines Allen and Trayvon Walker on the field as much as possible. I like Emmanuel Ogbah. I like DeJuan Smoot. I like some of the young guys, right? Jalen McLeod. Linebacker, off-ball linebacker, I think they're going to be good. Foye is going to lead that group. I think Devin's in a much better situation. I think Chad's in a better situation. Jack Kaiser comes in. You still got Ventrell Miller as well. I feel good about that group. I think cornerback will be good. Buster Brown has taken steps forward. He's in a defense that suits him. If he's on the field, I think Jarian Jones is going to be fine if he's on the field. If Tyson Campbell is healthy, he's good to go. Jordan Lewis is good to go. I think special teams will be very good. Heath Farwell leading that group. Anthony Campanile leading the defense. Liam Cohen leading the offense. Special teams, though. I mean, Cam Little, Logan Cook, and Ross Matisic, whoever's returning kicks. Yeah, I feel good about it. I think on paper they're a 10-7 team who does have a lot of difficult games against the AFC and NFC West, a lot of traveling in that regard, but also some winnable games on paper outside of the division. And then inside the division, you got the Titans with a rookie quarterback. Fairly talented team around him, though. I think the trenches can be really good for the Titans. You got the Colts, very talented team. Not a good quarterback situation. And you have the Texans. We all know about the Texans, right? So I think the Jaguars, they probably do need to go like 4-2 in the division to get to where I think that they need to be, where they should be. And then, 4-2 in the division means you need to go, 6-3 outside of the division? Or no, that's not right. 6-5? Yeah, 6-5 outside of the division, which I think is totally doable. If you go 3-3 in the division to get to 10-7, then you're talking about going 7-4 outside of the division, which they could do. But I think the better path, the more realistic path, is having a better division record and then, just being a little bit above 500 outside of the division. I think if they make the playoffs, they could make noise. I really do. If they make the playoffs, they can make noise. Obviously, it's going to depend on matchups, all that different stuff, health. Don't want to get too deep into like a playoff discussion right now, but I do think that they can make the playoffs and make some noise. I don't think that they're a Super Bowl team. That's where I'm at with the 2025 Jacksonville Jaguars. But I think making the playoffs and potentially winning a wild card game would pretty much shock the world. I think that would classify as shocking the world this year. Not a lot of folks super high on what the Jaguars will be in 2025. I like the path that they're on right now. I really do. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe, and y'all have a good one.